Yo, salute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all with this quick live stream. I just got a couple questions, that's all. Just got a couple questions. Hopefully we can figure this out. I just got a couple questions because I was thinking about it. I was thinking about boxing in general and the state of boxing and how it's in shambles and how it turned into a circus. Queen Sister Cameron, salute to you. Peace and blessing to you as well. Peace and blessing to you. Just thinking about just the state of boxing and how we got here, right? And how it turned into something completely different than it used to be not very long ago. With all the content creators across the platforms, having such a voice and everything and so much influence over what goes on in the sport, it just seems like there are very few fighters out there that really care about their craft anymore. It just seems like it just seems like to me that they're more concerned with how they are viewed by the masses as opposed to perfecting their craft, as opposed to challenging themselves, and as opposed to just biting down and doing what you have to do to secure a win, to secure your place in the sport, right? And it just turned into like a reality show. In reality, it just turned into a reality show with the help of so many content creators that I always say that YouTube has a lot of influence on what goes on in the sport, as does, well, especially because of content creators, right? Because people don't go to the legacy media anymore to get their information. They go to the personalities on YouTube because it's something fresh and new, and it's the content creators are more relatable, and they're knowledgeable, and people go to them to gain a bit of knowledge, but also to be entertained. So it's that entertainment factor from the content creators that influence a lot, right? I talked about the other day. I talked about how there's so many content creators, instead of using their platform and their voice to push the sport forward, they use it to create drama, right? They use it to create drama. They use it to create division. They use it to create confusion. And it coincides with the advent of the new age fighter, that wants to protect the O, right? But they don't want to protect it in the way of a Floyd Mayweather, right? And I'll get into that. Now, we all know that Floyd Mayweather was obsessed with, they're scared to lose, but it's more than that, Sister Cameron. Well, it's really not. It has a lot to do with fear and pleasing people, right? They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be beaten in general. No one wants to be beaten when they're no one is competing in a sport or competing in anything wants to lose. No one wants to lose just because that is the competitive nature of people who do compete in sports. No, I mean, but it's how you go about it. It's what you're willing to do to not even put yourself in a position to lose. Don't want to be a meme. Yep, that's another part of it. That is another part of it. Floyd Mayweather was obsessed with breaking Rocky Marciano's record. Rocky Marciano was 49-0 before he retired. So that was that is a record basically for someone who retired, right? That is the longest winning streak, right? While being undefeated before retiring. Floyd Mayweather was obsessed with being 50-0. And he achieved that when he fought Conor McGregor, right? And he retired like right then and there. And from then on, he had been fighting in exhibition fights. He'd been in exhibition fights. So he just wanted to break the record, right? And yeah, he wanted to protect his O. He wanted to protect his zero. He wanted to beat that record, right? And he pushed that, right? He pushed striving to perfection, striving for perfection. And that's what Floyd Mayweather was doing. He was striving for perfection in the sport, in his craft and what he did. And he was one of the best to do it. And then that kind of got transferred, or that kind of gotten that desire got pushed on to future generations beyond Floyd Mayweather. Now, there were other fighters, right, that had much longer winning streaks, right, before they lost. Julio Cesar Chavez, he had what? I mean, it was crazy, his record. Before he lost, he had 87 wins, or before he had a draw. Before he had that draw with Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez had 87 fights before he lost, before he won, or before he drew against Pernell Whitaker, before he had that draw. You know what I'm saying? So there are fighters that had very long winning streaks and didn't want to lose, but it wasn't like an obsession. It wasn't like something that they will go to great lengths not to do. And that's what we have going on now with many of our favorite fighters. Very few fighters are actually challenging themselves. And that's the difference, right? That's the difference between how Floyd Mayweather protected his O and other fighters of today. Fighters today, they don't do that. Floyd Mayweather fought a whole bunch of top guys, right? I mean, he challenged himself. He fought everybody. He fought a lot of people that presented a challenge to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is. Floyd Mayweather is arguably the best ever, and it's because of who he fought to keep his zero, to keep his O. No one is doing that, right? He fought Shane Mosley, Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, Arturo Gatti. Canelo Alvarez, Maidana twice, Zab Judah. All these guys that were top fighters, man. These guys were top fighters in the sport when he fought them. And he actually put himself out there with the possibility of losing and still won those fights. I mean, were a few of them controversial? Yeah. But at the end of the day, he fought these guys. He fought the top guys. Pacquiao, the list goes on, right? Jose Luis Castillo twice. And some might say that they were very close fights. And the closest fights he had, he rematched these guys and beat them again. So at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, he was protecting his zero actively to beat a record, but he fought people. Say what you want about Mayweather outside of the ring. Say what you want about him being a coon. You know, he's all that, right? But no one is putting themselves out there like Mayweather did. I won't say no one. People are trying, right? But now, because of the duckery, because of all the ducking going on, because of the fear of embarrassment, because of the fear of losing, and because of the fear, because people don't, these fighters don't want to put themselves in a position to lose in the first place. That's what we got now. You got fighters out there though that are trying to do that. They are pushing for the best fights. They're pushing to challenge themselves, right? Like Devin Haney, David Benavidez. Right now, I'm talking about active fighters right now today. David Benavidez, you know, Devin Haney, right? You got the return of Deontay Wilder, right? He's trying to return and make his return and be on his way to get to the top again. But he's going to have to challenge himself. Queen Mother Shaquila, salute to you. Salute to you this afternoon. I hope you guys are enjoying your 4th of July. Hope you guys are enjoying so-called Independence Day. Don't just be careful with those fireworks, man. People are setting things on fire, man. They doing a little bit too much. But salute to you, Queen Mother Shaquila. Listen, there are very few fighters out there. I mean, all the top guys. We got all these top guys, top tier, talented boxers in the sport that don't want to put themselves in a position to win against the best. They want to continue to fight subpar, mediocre fighters and duck the challenges and try to paint a picture of, well, I'm too good. I'm they're not worth me. I'm worth more than that. What have they done in the sport? All this bullshit. Right? It's a narrative that they're pushing that these top opponents or their contemporaries are not on their level. Well, they're on some sort of level because people keep looking at you guys to fight each other. Right? Like Tonka Truck Davis. He doesn't want to challenge himself. Shakur Stevenson doesn't want to challenge himself. Right? These are top guys. Kunshawn Davis, doesn't want to challenge himself. He doesn't even want to cut weight. He doesn't want to cut 2 pounds to come in on weight to fight Shakur Stevenson's leftovers. These motherfuckers are lazy as hell, man. They want to get by on talent alone. Like, I'm talented and I'm athletic. Put me in front of somebody that's flat-footed. Put me in front of somebody that's going to try to stand there and bang with me, and I'm going to make them look bad. I'm going to knock them out, or I'm going to beat the shit out of them. And that's what I want to stick with. They don't want to elevate their game, right? They don't want to do it. And when they face a challenge that they thought would not be a challenge because they're cherry picking, right? They make all the excuses in the world. Oh, I got hair grease in my eye. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, what were the excuses for Shakur Stevenson when he fought Edwin De Los Santos? What were the excuses for the gun shyness? What was the excuse for not engaging with Edwin De Los Santos? Sugar Free Mars, salute to you. Blessings to you, Queen. Welcome to this live stream. I'm just trying to figure it out. Who's trying to protect their O like Mayweather did? Well, how are they protecting their O now? Mayweather protected his O by fighting people. Right? Blessed to you, Sugar Free Mars. Um, Mayweather protected his O against fighters. These guys now are protecting their O's by not fighting. Right? It's a gumbo of shit. It's the lack of activity. It's all the ducking. It's going on. It's the social media bullshit. They're fighting on Twitter. They're fighting on Instagram, but they won't step in the ring. They got their content creators that ride for them. They're fighting more than they are. You got the fan of one fighter fighting the fan of another fighter, and their fighters aren't fighting each other. It's a hot ass mess. Right? It's a hot mess. And when people actually, the fighters that actually do try to challenge themselves, and they don't really give a shit about it, right? They don't really give a shit. What they want to do is they want to prove that they can they can reach the mountaintop. They want to reach the mountaintop. They want to fight the best. They want to challenge themselves. They don't care about losing. They want to win, but they don't look at it as though they're not looking at it like, oh well, am I gonna win? Is it a surefire win for me if I fight this guy? And that's where you get your Devin Haney's and your David Benavidez's, right? The Deontay Wilders, right? Those types of guys that actually want to see if they can beat these people. They don't want it to be a sure thing. And that is the difference. That's the difference. Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. And on that night of the fight, Ryan Garcia won, right? That was what we thought. We thought Ryan Garcia won. What Devin Haney said, Allah is the perfect planner. He makes no mistakes. He did not even look dejected. He didn't look sad. He wasn't crying. He wasn't whining and making excuses. We're talking about Devin Haney, the pillow-fisted, chinny Devin Haney. But what did he do in that fight? He didn't want to make any excuses. He got up every time he got knocked down, and he toughed through everything. He rolled through everything. Stormy B, man, salute to you. Salute, Stormy B, man. Devin got up. And not only did he get up every time he got knocked down, but he won a lot of those rounds, fighting the way he was fighting the whole fight, right? Fighting the dumb way, as people would say. Hold on, guys. What's up, baby girl? Can you listen to music? Go ahead. What is that you're eating?
Tornado.
You're eating a tornado? What is that? How do you eat tornadoes? I want one. I want to try a tornado. I appreciate you, Stormy B, man. Can you not slam my door? Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. But David Benavidez, I mean, he steamrolls through people. So people aren't looking at him like he's challenging himself, but he's fighting the top guys. He fought Caleb Plant, right? He fought Demetrius Andrade. He fought these guys. He tried to fight Canelo, right? But these guys can't help it if the other so-called top guys, their contemporaries, don't want to fight them as well. If they're being ducked and everybody's making an excuse for the ducking, then how can they meet the challenges? All they can do is try until they face somebody like a Brian Norman Jr., right? Or a Lomachenko. It took a minute for Lomachenko to get there, but he finally did because he wanted undisputed. Right? He fought Regis Prograis, who was considered one of the boogeymen at 140. But of course, because Devin was fighting him, you know, he was trash, right? Oh, it's licorice. I'm okay. They don't even smell right. Is this got alcohol in it? It smell like it got alcohol. Let me see that. Where you get this from?
From that box. Then can I have it?
Go ahead, baby girl. So can you close my door? The bottom line is this, man. We don't have the boxers of today don't have the balls of a Mayweather. Whether you like Mayweather outside of the of boxing, I don't like Mayweather. He's not my cup of tea, right? I don't like him, right? There's a lot of things I don't like about him, but as a boxer, man, like he did his thug thizzle. He went through the fire. You know what I'm saying? He put himself in the position to lose, but he came out on top. These guys aren't doing that today, right? They're not doing that. And I don't understand why. You know, I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it. I understand it because of the social media microwave popcorn era, where it's about image, it's about how you look, it's about everything surrounding the fighter outside of the ring. No one really cares about what they're doing in the ring. It's about following a personality, right? That's what it's about. And that's also something that you could say Mayweather brought to the table as well. Flaunting an image, creating an image of something that you want to aspire to. People aspire to be like Floyd Mayweather. Boxers aspire to be like him, but they don't want to do what he did. And one of the failings of Mayweather, as he was passing the torch to these fighters, was not telling them that you have to fight the best guys. You want to get like me? You got to fight the best guys. You can't just keep fighting the same type of fighter. You can't keep fighting this matchmaking. The matchmaking that you're doing, you can't continue that level of matchmaking if you want to get to my level. Right? But a lot of fans of boxing, or a lot of casual fans of boxing, were sold a bill of goods by promoters, right? Because now you got promoters that are moving their fighters the wrong way, incorrectly, because they're trying to build something, or they want to build the fighter brick by brick or something like that. It's a bunch of bullshit. King Fuzlit House says in this thing is Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam, brother. Sugar Free Mars says, I'll never understand why Mayweather chose popularity or legacy while building Tank Davis. Oh, you mean over legacy? I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. What a lot of people say is because Mayweather didn't want people to surpass him. Dead Mike, salute. Salute to you, Dead Mike. Because Mayweather is he's selfish, bro. He's selfish. He don't want people to surpass him. Well, Floyd, you're no longer a fighter. You're no longer a fighter. So why is that a thing for you? You took Tonka Truck Davis under your wing, and you had opportunity to shape him into a fighter that would challenge himself. Right? But maybe I can't put it on Floyd Mayweather, though. Maybe it was just something that was never in Tonka Truck in the first place. You know that term? It's in you, not on you. There was this guy that used to say, either you got it or you ain't. Either you got it or you ain't. And that applies in the sport of boxing. Either you got it or you ain't. And Tonka truck ain't. You got hot links on deck. Good for you, man. Good for you, the barbecue and all that good shit. It ain't in Tonka. I think that might be something that Floyd saw in him. Oh yeah. Of course, sugar-free Mark for the time that he but yes, I agree with you. When Tonka truck was under Floyd's wing, it did appear to be some level of protecting Tonka truck from the best challenges out there. But I think that Floyd had the perfect prodigy under his wing where he didn't have to work too hard to make sure Tonka truck didn't outshine him. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Tonka really had any desire to be to challenge himself in the sport at all, right? Because if that were the case, if Tonka Truck Davis had it in him, then he would not feel threatened by Pedraza, right? He wouldn't say things like, "Oh, they're trying to set me up to lose against Pedraza," or Rolly Romero or these other guys. You know, it's just not in him. It's not in him to want to go down the path of Floyd Mayweather. And that's why I think Floyd is so mad at Devin. Floyd is pissed at Devin because Devin wouldn't sign with him. And, you know, Floyd could not create Devin's career in his image because, well, Devin had a daddy that can peep game. You understand what I'm talking about? Bill peep game and was like, nah, no, you ain't treating my son like one of your whores. You're not giving him an apartment and giving him a car and giving him an allowance. No, we ain't running with that, homie. No, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna be independent. We're gonna put ourselves in front of the best, and that's what we gonna do, right? And that's why Floyd don't like him, right? I bet you right now, to this day, that Floyd wished that he could sign Devin over Tonka Truck. You know what I'm saying? Because it just wasn't in Tank. It's still not in him. Look at even today. What's the deal with the goddamn Lamont Road fight? What is it? It's July 4th. It's the 4th of July. And where is the announcement? Where are the posters? Where are they? I mean, what's going on with that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to happen in August or September. Why are we not talking about Tonka Truck versus, Lamont Roach? Why? Because Tonka don't want to lose, right? He don't want to lose. But the way it's not, when in August is it happening, Dead Mike? When is it happening? When was the fight announced? It's in August, bro. No, it's not in August. I won't believe it until there's an official announcement. It is ridiculous, sugar-free Mars. Where are the fight posters? Where is the bull? Like, where is it? You know what I'm saying? Observing stuff. Salute to you. Is Crawford over his head with Canelo? I want Crawford to win, but Canelo is huge compared to him. Well, observing stuff, that's a tough one because in my opinion, it comes down to experience at the weight for that fight, in my opinion. Canelo has much more experience at 168. Well, Terrence Crawford has zero experience at 168, right? And if Terrence Crawford is going to have to really just box the shit out of Canelo and not stand in front of him and try to trade with him. But I'm afraid that I'm afraid Crawford is not going to do that. I think Crawford is going to try to stand there and trade with him and try to outmuscle him and all this other shit. Terrence Crawford is not going to spend 12 rounds boxing Canelo and trying to evade him, and he's going to stand in front of him at some point. Like he's going to stand in front of him, and then Canelo is going to use the best tools he has when trading in the pocket with people. His upper body movement, punching anywhere and everywhere. He don't really give a goddamn. He's trying to break down your entire body from head to toe. It doesn't matter where it's at. Like he'll hit you in the elbow, the goddamn tricep, the shoulder. He will go in on you just to break you down. And I think that if Crawford stands in front of him, man, it's going to be a problem. Sugar Free Mars says, and Roach is out here planning to fight Dev Norman winner. Yes, he's already mentally prepared to move on. And that's I agree with that, right? The Diamond Minecraft, Dan TDM salute. Floyd is overrated. Okay, tell me how Floyd is overrated. Overrated in what regard? Thank you, Sugar Free Mars. Yes, please hit the like button. Explain to me how Floyd is overrated. Observing Stuff says Crawford has power, but he better not try to brawl with Canelo. He's too small, and he has to outbox him. That's what I'm saying. But is his power going to translate to 168? It didn't at 154. When he fought Majimov, it damn sure did. Right? Yeah, I know Majimov was jittery in what they call it, herky jerky and all that stuff. But yeah. But yeah, Canelo, I don't know, man. If Canelo, when he wants to, I don't know what it is. It's like he's up and down when he performs. Like one performance, you think it's out of him, right? You think it's out of him. You think he's lost it. You think he's over the hill. And then the next fight, he comes back and like breathes new life into himself. I don't know how he does it. I think he pick and chooses when he really pushes, right? Like when he fought School, he did not look impressive at all. Not even in the least bit. Then Mike says Crawford going to get cooked. I got 100 if you want some action. No, thank you. Nope, I'm not betting on that one. But Floyd is not overrated. Just look at who he fought. Look at the guys that Floyd Mayweather fought. Nobody in the sport right now has faced as many challenging opponents as Floyd Mayweather. Straight Godzilla, salute to you. They just haven't. Some of them not due to their own fault, right? Because there are guys out there that are trying. They're trying to fight the best. They're trying to fight these guys. But they just stay ducking, right? How long? I mean, Deontay Wilder had been trying to fight AJ for what? 8, 9, 10 years, some shit like that. And still it never happened. Up to last year or the year before when they had that mega card in Saudi Arabia. And he was fighting Joseph Parker. Deontay fought Joseph Parker. And I think that's when AJ was fighting Ngannou. No, was that Ngannou? Who was whatever that card was? And Deontay lost to Joseph Parker, and AJ was very excited. He was so excited to see Deontay lose because it's like, oh, I just dodged the bullet. That is the mentality of these fucking fighters, man. That's the mentality, and that's the problem we're having. And no one is holding their feet to the fire. Their fans are not holding their feet to the fire. Their fans are protecting them. These guys are protecting their O's by not fighting. And the fans of these fighters are protecting the fighters who are not fighting people. You understand what I'm saying? Zhali Zhang, yeah. Don't forget that big Chinese MFer. What about him? By the time he fought Zhali Zhang, Dead Mike, AJ had moved on. He wasn't gonna fight Deontay. No, that was Deontay will AJ will never fight Deontay Wilder. It was that fight against Joseph Parker that really made AJ like, yeah, I ain't got to fight this dude no more because no one's going to push for it because he just lost to Joseph Parker. Observing Stuff says, right, I doubt Tank fights Roach or Pitbull again. I mean, he'll fight Pitbull before he fights Roach, I believe. They're supposed to fight, right? They're supposed to have this rematch. Tonka Truck Davis and Frank, or I was about to say Frank Roach, or Lamont Roach. But when is it happening? Devin Haney is about to fight Brian Norman Jr. David Benavidez is going to fight Anthony Yard. Right? They're on the same card, and they're fighting in November. And there's already a poster out there. There's already a card that has been announced. 3 championship bouts in one card, right? Y'all want details on that? Go check out BFTB's video today. You know what I'm saying? These guys are fighting. And they're fighting in November. Tonka is supposed to fight Lamont Roach again in August or September, and there is no announcement. Lamont Roach is running around talking about did he sign the contract? He may have signed the contract. Talking about he want to fight Devin. Sugar Free Mars says, I'd like Bud to win, but he's so pompous and dismissive that I can't say I'm all the way 10 toes with him. She said I'm like 5 toes. Here's my thing with Crawford. I'm right there with you. You can't treat Canelo like that, right? See, you got to have a good balance with when you face Canelo. Jermell Charlo was too starstruck and buddy and respectful, and Crawford is treating Canelo like he's daddy, right? And I don't see no problem with that. But once you get in Canelo's head like that, it can create a problem for you. If you're too soft on Canelo, you're gonna get problems, like Jermell Charlo did. If you try to act too tough with Canelo, he gonna treat you like Caleb Plant, right? And in these examples, right, when people try to say how Canelo is going to lose to Crawford, they always use Caleb Plant as an example. Like, how are we using Caleb Plant as an example because he outboxed Canelo for some rounds? He got knocked the fuck out, right? Yes. Caleb Plant's gas tank is ass, but nonetheless, right? Oh, people talk about what's his name? Amir Khan. Like, what? He got knocked the fuck out. See, when I don't understand it, y'all. We can't look past Canelo's strengths because we're so focused on his weaknesses, right? Like his slow feet. Okay, he got slow feet. So what? His upper body movement is, I mean, listen, I saw him sparring the other day. His reflexes are still on point with his upper body movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't sleep on that. At least I won't. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. And listen, I don't like Amir Khan either. He's a drug cheat. He's an Ostarine slug. He's an Ostarine guzzling drug cheat as well. I don't like him. I mean, Canelo's a drug cheat. You know what I'm saying? He took clenbuterol. Clenbuterol is a fat burner, but still, it's a performance enhancing drug that is banned. So he's a drug cheat. Point blank and period. But Tonka Truck is just, it's sad because I mean, you would think that the torch would have gotten past the Tonka Truck. You would think that he'd want to go out there and bust some heads and challenge himself and put himself in the position to be undeniable. Can we say that Tonka Truck's abilities and his can we say that Tonka Truck is an undeniable top 10 fighter? Can we say that? Can we say he's in the top 10 of fighters today? I'm not talking about I guess we could say pound for pound, but is he a top 10 fighter today? Are there 10 fighters that are better than him? Not because they are more talented or because of the eye test. See, a lot of people use the eye test to determine Tonka Truck's greatness. But there are people out there with actual resumes that have shown that they are leagues better than Tonka Truck, right? Tonka Truck's greatest challenge was Lamont Roach, who he pulled up from 130. From 130, a guy who, you know, no one gave a fuck about who Lamont Roach was. Right? He was not out there oohing and ahhing people with his fights. You know what I'm saying? A 130 pounder, yes, sugar-free Mars. He pulled up a Lamont Roach. That was his greatest challenge. Lamont Roach. Can you imagine when I be watching, I be listening to BFTB's not little, but you know what I'm saying, his live streams at night, well, that he has when I'm asleep. I'll wake up and I'll do my workout and I'll listen and I'll hear all these debates about Tonka Truck versus Devin and Tonka Truck versus Shakur. And I'm like, how are we even talking? How is this even a debate? How is it a debate? Oh, by the way, salute to you, Sugar Free Mars, for you were in the debate for the legacy at 135 legacy debate. That was dope. You did your Thug Thizzle in that one. You know what I'm saying? And but that boy Insane, Insane killed David and oh boy, man. Like it wasn't even close, man. It could have been David against both them dudes, and that would have been it. But it's you know why though? These guys that ride for Tonka Truck like that, they have no leg to stand on. No leg to stand on. Right, Hassan 7? I appreciate that. Thank you, Sugar Free Mars. She dropped the 5 on your boy. I appreciate you. Look at you. And a flower. And that flower. I love the flower too. I know it was fun. It's fun, right? I'll be asleep though. Because I be wanting to say shit, man. I be wanting to get up there, but I'll be asleep. And I was thinking in this kind of like that debate where it was you, it was David, it was Insane, it was all these guys up there. I heard so much shit that I wanted to get, but I'll be asleep, man. So I'll be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, working out, and I'm arguing with these dudes. I'm like, David, shut the fuck, stop whining, bro. I'm like, man, I wish I could get up there and talk. But I'll be asleep when, you know what I'm saying, when it gets cracking. Because I'm an old ass man. I go to bed at 8, 9 o'clock, so I can get up at 3 in the morning and do my rounds and rounds of heavy bag. You know what I mean? I got to stay on point before I go to work. So but I'd be like, man, I'd be wanting to get up there. But it's like, this is part of the reason. It's not just Tonka Truck. I don't want to sound like I'm harping and picking on Tonka Truck. There are other fighters too, right? But he is the most egregious fighter when it comes to he's the most egregious fighter and has the most egregious fans. Point blank and period. And he is a perfect example because he came down the line from Floyd Mayweather, as did Devin. Devin grew up around Floyd. He was around Floyd more than Tucker Truck. Devin was around Floyd and Floyd's father. You know, he grew up in the school of Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Free Mars says, why is Devin always whining when he doesn't win a debate? I rock with him. I rock with him too, because, you know, I rock with him. I didn't like him at first, right? And I wish he was here for me to say it, because I don't want people to think that I'm talking shit about him, because I actually like the dude. I didn't like him at first because when I first heard him up there debating, he was calling people bitch ass N-words, right? He would call people bitch BANs, but then when somebody called him one, he ready to fight. I'm like, if you don't sit your, what are you talking about? You sitting up there calling people. I think I actually wrote in the super chat. I said, David, you're a hypocrite. You sitting up here calling people BANs all day, but get mad and want to fight somebody when they call you one. It's crazy to me. So I didn't like him because I'm like, dude, you're way too sensitive. And I know he's a fighter. So, you know, some guys, they because listen, I went to the gyms with fighters, and there are two different types of fighters. There are fighters who have a level of humility that can kick your ass, but they will never give you that impression. And then you got fighters like David, who want to fight you at the drop of a hat because they're fucking sensitive. That's really all it is to it. It's a dude that's sensitive as hell, that went and trained to fight, right? And then you got the guys that know, man, I ain't got what do I have to be sensitive about? But anyway, the reason I get respect for Devin or for David, how he gained my respect is he's not a Devin Haney hater, right? Now he'll ride for Tank over Devin, but he's not a Devin Haney hater. And that's what I was like, okay, David, I'll rock with you. Because he'll give Devin his props. You know what I'm saying? He don't hate on Devin at every turn like certain pity pats that I won't mention, right? Who's actually hating today because he mad because the card was announced between Devin and Brian Norman Jr. And he's like, well, I don't know why Devin and Brian Norman would be the main event. That he should be the opening fight. Like, what are you talking about? What? Why are you? Where are you getting this from? It's pure fucking hate. Why? This is where the hate comes from. The hate comes from their fighter not doing what Devin's doing. They want their fighter to do it, but they just won't, right? Sugar Free Mars says, yeah, I didn't like him at first either. He was doing the most. He still does the most, but he's not a hater, right? He just gonna ride for Tank. But yeah, he's not a Devin Haney hater. He's not a hater. That's what I like. Okay, David, I can respect you. I can respect you. But at first it's like, man, dude, quit whining every time you lose. You know what I'm saying? Shaquila says, oh, he was trolling, you think? Oh, yeah. No, yeah, he's one of yeah. If it's not about Tank, yeah, he's cool. But when it's about Tank, man, it gets wild and out of control. But the hate for Devin comes from the fact that their fighters won't do what Devin's doing. They want them to, and they get disappointed. But instead of calling their fighter out, they want to go shit on Devin. They want to, even when they get proven wrong, they won't admit the truth. Right? They won't admit the truth. They'll just continue to harp and continue to push the lies. Oh, Tay Jones exposed Bill Haney. Oh, there. Like, what are you talking about? Brian Norman Sr. told y'all that none of the so-called delays, none of that was Bill Haney's fault. right? Hold on. None of it. It's just a way to diminish what Devin is doing. And now, you know, Brian Norman they're going after Brian Norman now. They're going after Brian Norman Jr. But even Brian Norman Jr., you know, you could say he as well is trying to fight the best. I mean, he's going up against Devin Haney. But these guys don't like it, right? They don't like it. Well, pick your fighter up, get their ass out of bed, and tell them to get to work. Tell Tonka Truck Davis to sign whatever he got to sign. Put this dude, Lamont Roach, to sleep. He been talking all this shit, right? Lamont Roach talking shit. Lamont Roach said he gonna knock me out. Lamont Roach said he gonna knock me out if I stand in the center of the ring. Okay. We'll do it. No, you want to write twits. You want to write twits and twats and shit about taking the spot, the number one. Like who gave you the number one spot? For what? Are you trying for a popularity contest? You know, the cutest purse at the event. Like, what are we talking about? What, you know, like what are we doing here? Are we trying to make a statement in the sport or a fashion statement? No one cared about the fight between Lamont Roach and Tonka Truck Davis. Not like they cared about the fight between Devin and Jose Ramirez, right? They care so much about the Jose Ramirez fight that they are creating a fictional story about how Devin was running the whole night, didn't throw any punches, and, you know, all that bullshit. Just straight lies. Straight lies. Shaquilla says, as BF says, they butthurt with the embarrassment. Yeah. Well, don't take it out on us. Don't take it out on Devin fans. Don't take it out on people. Don't take it out on Turkey. These people mad at Turkey because Turkey's putting on one of the best card of the year, by the way. You know, they'll tell you, oh well, David Benavidez versus Yard ain't a good fight. He has a puncher's chance. Oh, he got a puncher's chance. Well, that's what Tonka Truck has. Let's say we put Tonka Truck up against a Devin Haney. You know who has the puncher's chance in that fight? Tonka Truck Davis. Anybody that Tonka Truck stepped up in competition to, he would have a puncher's chance. Same shit. Just like with Frank Martin. Frank Martin was outboxing Tonka Truck. He was beating his ass, but Tonka Truck had a puncher's chance, and he actually used that chance and put fucking Frank Martin to sleep. Yeah. He had a puncher's chance against Frank Martin, who started fighting when he was what, 17 or some shit, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Still relatively green. I mean, think about it. Frank Martin gave him a tough challenge, but Tonka Truck had a puncher chance, and so he won because he was a good puncher, a good boxer puncher, who trapped him in the corner and, you know, knocked him out because Frank Martin didn't make the proper adjustments. But now we want to diminish David Benavidez's fight against Anthony Yard. We want to act like there's no value to that fight. Oh, that's not a good fight. Oh, Turkey's trying to do this and Turkey's trying to do that. It's overshadowing Tonka Trucks fight. That's why y'all mad about it. It's overshadowing Tonka Trucks fight. You know why Devin gets so much attention? You know why his fights get so much attention? So much. His fights get broken down and analyzed and scrutinized more than any other fight. Because they know Devin is a dog. And their fighter isn't a dog. We got some up and coming dogs though. We got Abdullah Mason, you know. We got freaking Floyd Schofield is looking promising, right? And that's who else? Abdullah Mason and Snopes. That is another, another opportunity for getting the belt. So we got three fights on the card already that are championship fights, basically. And we mad about it because Turkey is doing it in Saudi Arabia. I tell you what, Bobby, I didn't like how Turkey was talking about Tom and Jerry and all that shit. But man, this card right here, hey, it's unavoidable. And you know why this is happening? Because we have allowed too many fighters to be lazy. Too many fighters to be lazy. We think that casual fandom translates to ticket sales. We think it translates to pay-per-view sales. We're catering to the casual because it brings us more views. And I'm talking about content creators because content creators are tools for the sport of boxing. And instead of, embracing that and using it for good, we're killing fights. We're scaring people away from the big fights by telling them fights ain't shit. We're trying to discourage people from buying pay-per-views because we're trying to tell them, oh, this ain't going to be a good fight. We're using our expertise to twist and bend and put up smoke and mirrors. We should be driving casuals to every fight possible. Not just for the fighters that we like, even the fighters we don't like, because we want casuals to be interested in the sport in general. Let them decide who they want to support. Be honest, tell the truth. But all I'm hearing is constant fucking lies about all this shit that's going on. Even when the truth comes out, the lies are still being pushed. Why? Because they have a following that will go with whatever they say. Now, if that's not insidious, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. This is why guys are protecting their O's from fights by not fighting. They want to fight once a year. Once a year, twice a year. These guys used to fight 2-3 times a year, man. I remember when Julio Cesar Chavez was fighting every month when he started his career. Every goddamn month. Is it the safest thing to do? Big Ward, the genius for Trump, says Minor Mouse must be obsessed with you. Today he posted on his Instagram how he beat your ass and how LA Games were scared of him. No, he didn't beat my ass. But thank you for letting me know that. Just so you guys know. Big Ward says that Minor Mouse is obsessed with me. Calls him a Minor Mouse because he knows that this guy is a child molester. Okay. But then he says that he posts on Instagram that he beat my ass, but he did not. Just so y'all know. And LA Gangs were scared of him. That's not true either. Why would the LA... Man, y'all are obsessed with me too. Not just Minor Mouse. Y'all are obsessed as well. It's okay though. If you want to call a friendly sparring match where I pre-exhausted myself before we started our little 2-minute rounds, 3 2-minute rounds where barely any punches were thrown, ass beating. I hate to show you a real ass beating. Like for real. You would think that a motherfucker was demolished. And as far as the LA gangs are concerned, no, there is no fear of Minor Mouse from LA gangs. That's Minor Mouse is a perpetual and pathological liar. But y'all go ahead and roll with that. It's all good. Minor Mouse did beat your ass, and Mouse has the Hell's Angels in Aryan, bro. Y'all already said this. Y'all said this already. So I don't care about no Hell's Angels and Aryan Brotherhood. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But what's interesting to me is Mighty Mouse or Minor Mouse claims to be a gangster disciple. So what is a gangster disciple doing rocking with Hell's Angels and Aryan Brotherhood? Miss me with that shit. He didn't beat my ass. You feel me? It's okay though. It is what it is. People can make their own decision. If they want to go look for that video or whatever, it is what it is. I don't care. I love how y'all come in here every time I do a live stream though and try to be the mouthpiece for Minor Mouse. It's okay though. Just understand who you are supporting. You're supporting the child molester, a convicted, a guy who pled guilty, right? He took a plea deal. He pled down to child sexual assault. Just so you know that. He pled down to that. All right. So anyway, back to it. And every time y'all bring that bullshit, I'm gonna tell you the same shit. It'll never change. Yeah, it's a 10-year-old sparring match. No, it wasn't 10 years old. It happened in 2000. But nonetheless, it was a sparring match where he landed like 3 punches in the first round. And I was working on my defense. And I was not trying to let my hands go. No, yeah, Minor Mouse is upset with me, and so are y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's pathetic, really. It's pathetic. He did Rocky America. You see, let me tell y'all something. Y'all read this right here. Let me show you what's going on in the world right now. I'm glad this guy wrote this here. Y'all screenshot this. Screenshot this and share it around. Screenshot this. Understand that the girl in question was 14 years old, and Christopher Yarborough, aka Mighty Mouse, was 30 years old. 14 and 30. And this is what he says. The girl wanted to have sex with him, and he did her a favor. Y'all see this? This is the type of individual that rocks with Minor Mouse. This is what y'all got going on. He didn't tape no little girl. The girl wanted to have sex with him, and he did her a favor. Wild as hell. Anyway, so what's going on here? I don't know why they single out Devin, because there are other fighters out there that are trying to challenge themselves. They're being ducked around the clock. But Devin is pushing and pushing. So he's getting to the bag from Turkey. So these fighters don't have an excuse, right? And so this is what it is, right? It is what it is. Hopefully it works out for the better. I would rather have the fight happen in the United States rather than Saudi Arabia, but it is what it is. Here goes another one. The girl got mouse drunk and actually forced herself on him. Do you see this bullshit? A 14-year-old girl got mouse drunk and actually forced herself. No, let me tell you what happened. See, you're going to have me do another video. See, I'm going to have to start putting Minor Mouse on blast. And just so you know, if you're in a Hell's Angel or a goddamn Aryan Brotherhood, come around my way with your bullshit. And you come around, you're going to leave some other way. You're going to leave in pieces, probably. They're going to have to put your ass in an incinerator if you come fucking with me. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Hell's Angel. The hell they going to do? Fuck out of here. Hope you motherfuckers wipe out on the highway and get your head crushed. That's what I hope. If you're a Hell's Angel rocking with Minor Mouse. But this is what this guy says. Completely pathetic. See, this is why I don't censor people. Just so you guys know. This is why I believe in free speech. Well, this is not just the only reason. This is one reason I believe in free speech. Because they will expose themselves for who they are. If you try to censor people, you won't see what they really believe. How is it a 14-year-old girl got Minor Mouse drunk? Let me tell you the story. Okay, since you want to try to derail the live stream, you're trying to distract. Okay, let's distract. Right? I was trying to talk about who is trying to do what Floyd Mayweather did to protect their zeros. But you want to talk about Minor Mouse. So let's do it. Minor Mouse was supposed to take his girlfriend's 14-year-old daughter to school. In the daytime. There was no drinking involved. So you think I don't know what the story is? You think I didn't read the police report? What was it? What was it? What was it? You think, man, y'all have been doing this since 2000, 2001 or 2021, trying to threaten me and all this other shit. I told y'all where to meet me at when I was in LA. I told y'all where I was going to be. I did live streams. I did rucking lives with 70 to 80 pounds on my back going up hills and told y'all to go ahead and meet me up there when I'm vulnerable and have a slow to react time, right? I told y'all. Y'all had your opportunities. Anyway, Minor Mouse was taking a 14-year-old girl to school, his wife's or his girlfriend's daughter to school. But instead of taking her to school, he stopped at a hotel and forced himself on her. At what point could she have gotten him drunk? How is it that a 14-year-old girl gets a grown-ass 30-year-old man drunk? Tell me about it, Rocky. Then he says, you better not make no more videos of Mouse or we will. Or you will what? I don't give a fuck about none of that. You guys, the only thing that you have is a video of sparring where it was boring as fuck. It was like 3 2-minute rounds. That's all you got. That is the highlight of Mighty Mouse's YouTube career. Is the idea? Oh well, look, I landed an uppercut and a hook on him in the first round, and from that point he didn't land shit. But if you want to call that an asshole, man, it's okay. I don't care. But that is the highlight of Mighty Mouse's life. Little old me with the 3,000 subscribers. Absolutely pathetic. Yes, he is obsessed with me. Sure. That's okay. Anyway, the biggest problem that we have is that we're not holding our fighters' feet to the fire, man. We make every excuse. And like I said, when I was listening to that legacy debate, right? The 135-pound legacy debate, I couldn't understand it. The excuses are out of control, right? They're out of control. you know. And when all you have to do is just strap up and say, you know what, I have so many people supporting me. I have so many people backing me that I need to show them that I appreciate that shit. I'm going to go fight the best. I'm going to go fight. I'm going to whoop Lamar Roach's ass, and then I'm going to go fight Shakur Stevenson. And if Abdullah Mason beats Snopes, I'm going to fight him for his belt. I'm going to unify. Right? That would be something to protect. That would be something to defend. You wouldn't even need to defend it, because what do I need to defend? Tonka Truck. He made the rematch happen against Lamar Roach. He put him away. Then he fought. What's his name? Shakur Stevenson, put him away, and now I'm going to fight Abdullah Mason and put him away. I'm gonna show him what a real 135 pounder. I'm gonna show him what a real lightweight, what that's like. Hold on, guys. I'm texting my wife. She's trying to get some food. Anyway, and the same goes for every other fighter that people look up to and hold in high regard. Well, how high of the regard can it be if we're not, how high of a regard can it be if they're not really testing themselves? I mean, look, Errol Spence. Errol Spence is one of those guys. Errol Spence is one of those guys that wanted to challenge themselves. He wanted to be the best at 147, right? He wanted to be undisputed. He wanted to fight Terrence Crawford. He fought the best guys at 147. You know what I'm saying? And he got the love he deserved for it until he didn't. Right? It is what it is. Let's see. See, this is why I love free speech. We are part of a mouse club. So now, just so y'all understand, this is a live stream where, people are watching right now, but this is now for public consumption. So if I see your cracker ass out and lay lead to dome, I have this. I fear for my life because I got threatened by Whitey. I was threatened by Whitey. We are part of a mouse club spook. Wait until we see your black ass out. Yes. Say more. J-Man, salute to you, man. Salute to you, brother. Shaquila says, I think those fans need to accept that their favorite fighter doesn't care to challenge himself, doesn't give a damn what they think. Exactly. And they, you know what? Once they accept that, they'd be much better off. But now they're doing live streams, desperate as hell, trying to torpedo Turkey Al Sheikh's card in November with their platform. Snapzilla, Stray Godzilla says, I think Snap idea for one belt each division is correct. Yes, I'm glad you came around to it, brother. J-Man, salute to you, brother. Salute to you. It because it forces you to do what you're supposed to do. If you are in a sanctioning body, if you fight in a sanctioning body, hold on, guys. I'm telling my wife to go ahead and get that Mexican food. Yeah, me. Yeah, that I mean. I mean, y'all did this already. Y'all threatened me with Serranos and you know what I'm saying? Yes, one belt. One belt. One belt is all good. I believe that. You do a tournament, you take the top 16 or 18 guys. You take the top guys, in the sanction body. It can't be 15 because you need an even number, right? You take the top 16. You take the top 16. You take the top 16 ranked guys below the champion. You have them fight in a tournament. And then the two guys, they fight in a whatever eliminator, however you want to fucking call it, whatever you want to call it. It forces these guys to fight the best in the division. Jigaboo says, we are in South Carolina. We know all about you and your family. Well, come get me then. Good luck. I mean, oh, please don't come get me. I'm afraid. Oh, no. See, look, this is free speech. Free speech allows you to see this. We are in South Carolina. We know all about you and your family. Okay, Jigaboo. I mean, Whitey. Shaquille Field says he's looking for an easy way out. Absolutely. Stray Godzilla suggests that I make my own Mexican food. I hear you, man. Y'all been threatening me. Oh, J man, don't worry about it. It's just the supporters of this white child molester that I exposed or I helped expose, because that's a long story. You can go back in my timeline and see what's what. But yeah, the dude's name is Mighty Mouse. He goes by Mighty Mouse, not the UFC fighter, not the former UFC fighter Mighty Mouse, but some guy who calls himself Mighty Mouse, who was convicted of child sexual abuse. And yeah. And so now he's got these guys coming to my channel making these threats. They've been doing this since 2001, by the way. They've been doing this since 2001. They've been threatening me and my family. I stay frosty, though. Don't even trip. I keep my head on a swivel. I always stay on point, but this has been going on for a while now. Dead Mike and Whitey can text at the same time. Oh, yeah. Straight Godzilla. We know Dead Mike is part of that whole thing. He's one of their plants. Dead Mike comes in here, sees what I'm doing, sees if I'm talking about where I'm living at. That's why they know I'm in South Carolina, because I always talk. I don't hide where I'm at. I live in Blackwood, South Carolina. I don't hide it. Just like I didn't hide it when I lived in Los Angeles, when I lived in LA, when I went to the Culver City Overlook, where, by the way, I told before Mighty Mouse got exposed, we were supposed to spar in Muay Thai up there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to rut for a couple hours before we met up, so I can pre-exhaust myself again and spar with him in Muay Thai. But he never showed up. But he knows that area. He knows it. They know that. He has Serranos that he hangs with when he goes to LA and Orange County. They were threatening me. Yeah, I know. I know Dead Mike is one of their little fucking spies. You notice that Dead Mike has been in my chat for years and years and years, but I never gave him a wrench. You know why I never gave him a wrench? Because I know who he is. Dead Mike is one of his Mighty Mouse supporters. It's okay. J-Man says, out of pocket, these cowards always talk crazy on the internet. They do, don't they? And just so y'all know, I'm afraid for my life. So if I have to pop somebody's head off, it is because I'm afraid for my life. If I have to use one of my many freedom seeds launched from one of my many boomsticks, then just know that I feared for my life. Okay? And I know these people know what I look like. I don't know what they look like. But I know what aggression looks like. And I'm ready to meet it. Out of fear, of course. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Just so y'all know, I fear for my life. And I'm just letting y'all know that. I live in a state that has stand your ground and constitutional carry. So just so you know, think it's a game. But they like to play games on the internet. They've been doing it, like I said, for years. And I've been telling them for years where they can see me at. I would tell them exactly where I'm going. I'd give them 20, 30 minutes notice before I would go to the stairs in Ruck that I would be going to the stairs to Ruck. Right? And then guess what? They never showed the fuck up. You know what I mean? And so they what was it? They threatened me a year ago when I was in South Carolina. It's okay. They believe I'm on some sucker shit because there's a video of me sparring Mighty Mouse and getting tagged a few times. And so they think that, oh well, this guy's easy work. Well, sure, yeah, let's see that. Let's see about that. I like it. Yeah, Shaquila. I agree. Whitey and Rocky, why don't you send some super chats? Y'all want to come up here and threaten people? It's the least you can do. Anyway, so listen. I don't want to belabor the point. I think y'all get it, man. Y'all some intelligent individuals. Y'all are intelligent. Y'all are smart, man. At the end of the day, man, like we want to be like Mayweather, right? But we don't want to do what Mayweather did. We don't want to go through the pretty boy stage, right? We try to get to money before we do anything with our talent, with our abilities. We got the talent, we got the ability. But this trend of protecting the old by not fighting the best, it has to stop. It has to stop. Or it's going to continue to go the way of the turkey. Y'all don't want turkey to take over the sport? Well, tell your fighters in these other promotional companies, or tell them to get their shit together. You know what I mean? Don't blame Turkey for stepping through the door that was wide the fuck open. PBC lost Showtime. They lost him. They didn't want to do business with him no more. Why is that? If Tonka Truck Davis is such a cash cow that everybody says he is, oh, you're going to make the most money you ever going to make with Tonka Truck. Since when? Lamar Roach took a pay cut to fight Tonka Truck Davis. That's what he said out of his own mouth. He said, no, I made less money fighting Tonka than I would have fighting my mandatory. You know what I mean? So this idea that you're going to get more money from Tonka Truck than Turkey is asinine. Tonka Truck can't even get himself the most money he's ever made. And he's Tonka Truck. Does that make sense? Because listen, these what they have done over the years, since Mayweather stopped being in the game, since Andre Ward stopped fighting, since these guys that put themselves out there to challenge themselves, since they left the sport, it has gone downhill. Right? Because we're so much in protection mode for these guys as opposed to pushing them. If I support you, I'm going to support you, but I'm not going to cradle you, motherfucker. I'm not going to cradle you. It's not rockabye baby in this bitch. You know what I mean? It's get up and fight. Fight that dude, fight that dude. Look, this dude is number one in your division. He's undefeated. He has a 90-something% knockout ratio. So the fuck what? Or He has a 45 or a 66% knockout ratio, but he embarrasses his opponents. Right? This guy with a 13 KO streak couldn't even touch him. You need to fight him. See if you can knock him out. You're a knockout artist. See if you can knock him out. That's what we need to be telling our favorite fighters. Not, oh, well, you got to talk to down. You got to call out. You got to be nice. Oh, you got to acquiesce. Oh, you got to kiss his ass. Oh, you got to be nice to. You can't disrespect him unless you're Ryan Garcia or Rolly Romero. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You got to go about it a certain way. You can't. Oh, don't listen to what it says. If he says something straight up out of his mouth, don't listen to that. No. Don't try to interpret what he says straight up and down. No. You got to read into it. No, get the fuck out of it with this bullshit. I'm getting tired of it. Got me fucked up. Shaquilla says they don't have contact with their fave. He doesn't want to be the hero. No, he doesn't. You don't give a hot fuck about none of that. J-Man says Devin landed the prize fight while being blackballed before Tank can sell his rematch. It is crazy, isn't it? Shit is wild and out of control. Stray Godzilla says a knockout would be perfect for Haney. It would, but at this point in this stage, I think he's past that. I think that knockouts, it would have to be like, so let's say Brian Norman Jr. runs into something and gets caught by something he doesn't see, right? Which I can see happening. What happened, what I see a lot with and I'm going to be looking at more of his fights in more detail. What I see when I see Brian Norman Jr., when he throws his power punches, he leans into it a lot. He's lunging a lot. He does a lot of lunging, right? And he'll drop his hands and he'll expose himself, right? So it is in those moments that Lamont Roach can get caught and get a flash knockdown, or maybe even get knocked out, or maybe get a TKO or something, or get stopped. You know, it's something like that. Kind of like how Devin dropped Roach Prograis. It would be something like that. J-Man says Abdullah Mason been fighting like every other week. LOL paid off. Title fight next. Absolutely. He's racking up the resume. He's racking up the bodies. You know what I'm saying? And Abdullah Mason's another one. He wants to get to those. He wants to get to that shit. Also, a guy on he's on DHP. Shit. Cologne. I forgot his name. That motherfucker hot too. That motherfucker sweet. You know, Abdullah Mason. Now, did Floyd Schofield Jr. do some wild shit when he was trying to fight, when he was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson? That was some wild ass crazy shit, right? But look at what he did. I mean, maybe what he did to Tevin Farmer will give him the confidence, like, look, man, I just beat Tevin Farmer in less than 2 minutes. So I think I can run through the division. That's what we want. We want delusional motherfuckers, right? Let these guys be delusional. That's what we need, delusional fighters again. We need delusional fighters that can beat every fucking body. We gave these people too much reality. That's probably what it is. We need to continue to delude the fight. I figured it out. The fighters ain't delusional no more. Their fans are. So here's how the dynamic works. The fighters they live in the reality of what they can and can't do. They live in reality. Whereas their fans don't. Their fans believe they can beat everybody. So as long as the fan thinks they can beat everybody, they don't need to see the fighter beat anybody. So the fighter's like, shit, these motherfuckers gonna ride with me, even if I don't even have to fight the best. All they gotta do is believe that I can fight the best, and I can just sit back, drink my Mai Tai. What was it, Mai Tai? What is that little drink? The Thai Mai, the one with the umbrella. I don't know. I ain't drank since 2000. But that's what it is. The fans are delusional and the fighters aren't. We need to reverse that. We need to play reversey in this bitch. Tell them that they can, hey, we need to convince these fighters they can beat anybody. And they will get in there and fight anybody. Schofield Jr. beat Tevin Farmer in the first round. So all he needs to do is be convinced that he can now run through 135. And he'll fight motherfuckers. But the only problem with that is that the guys at 135, they're going to be looking at him like, man, look at what he did to Tevin. Tevin ain't never been done like that before. That's where you run into the problem. So we got to convince that other fighter, man, you can beat, man, Tevin Farmer's over the hill. Tevin Farmer got what? Look at what happened with him as a Zapata. No. You ain't got to worry about that, man. Tevin Farmer ain't shit no more. Diminish Tevin Farmer, which is sad, right? You don't want to do that, but you're doing it. It's kind of like it's a Jedi mind trick. We got a Jedi mind trick these motherfuckers into fighting people. That's all we got to do. Sugar Free Mars says, word up. I mean, that's how we got to handle. That's how we got to carry shit. Salute to you, Super Hustle Man. Salute to you. What's good, G? Mr. Mac says, we just came on here. Minor Mouse didn't whip Tyrant at all. Mice ain't a real fighter at all. I was just in Vegas for 2 days at the GMC trains and called him out. I got the cops all on me. For real, Mr. Mac? Hey, you still got a channel? Mr. Mac been rocking with you, boy, for years. Like, when I first exposed Mighty Mouse, he was there. You know what I mean? That's where I met him at. J-Man says, fuck out of here with them Sons of Anarchy shit. Yeah, man, they watch too many goddamn TV shows, man, right? Super Hustle Man says, my boxing... Oh, I already read that. Where am I at? Straight Godzilla says, about to crack your beer now. West Side and watch you rock. For sure. I appreciate you, Straight Godzilla. Super Hustle Man says, the closest I can think that someone can do it all like Mayweather currently is Crawford right now. Up and coming, I think, Abdullah. I think Crawford, yes. But I think Crawford wanted to skip a lot of steps. I think he wanted to bypass a lot of shit. And yes, Abdullah Mason. And don't forget Devin. Devin's on that. Now, here's the thing with Devin, David Benavidez. If y'all can name some more, just let me know. I know there are more fighters. It's just they don't get. I mean, Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder doesn't have an O no more. I mean, he's not undefeated any longer. But he was striving for greatness. He wanted to face the best at heavyweight. He wanted to fight Fury. You know what I'm saying? He brought Fury. No one wanted to fight Deontay Wilder that was on that level. So he had to bring Tyson Fury from the brink because people regarded Tyson Fury as one of the best heavyweights. He got Tyson Fury paid just so that he could fight one of the best. So yes, Wilder's up there. Did he lose his O? Through cheating methods and all that other shit? Absolutely, but nonetheless. I would say Andre Ward did when he was active, but I mean, he stopped fighting at 32 fights. You know what I'm saying? A very young man. So I don't know if I can give him that, but I mean, what Kovalev and who he fight? Kovalev, a couple other guys, but I mean, nothing that even winks at Mayweather's resume. Mayweather's resume is. I mean, you can't sneeze or sleep on Mayweather's resume. And he protected his O going up against those guys. Adam says, people think Shakur is just going to walk through Zapata. They're wrong. Pressure fighters like Zapata take a lot of shots, so they're tough, and they know how to get hit and keep coming. Man. Adam, I would have to agree a little bit. It's just sad that guys have to take hits to get the best of Shakur, But Zepeda is who he is. He's a volume puncher. He's not very powerful, right? He's not a super big puncher, but he has a high work rate, and he'll come straight at Shakur. And the problem that Shakur is going to have is that jump straight back shit and all that shit. It's not going to work. He's going to have to pivot. He's going to have to do kind of what he did against Oscar Valdez. I don't know he's going to be comfortable doing that. That's how he dropped Oscar Valdez, because he used a check hook. He's going to have to turn Zepeda. He's going to have to use lateral foot movement. He can't just be doing that straight back shit and all that the Philly shell, the southpaw shell, or however you want to call it. His upper body movement is great, but Zepeda is going to be hitting him everywhere. Zepeda don't care about hitting his guard. He's going to keep throwing punches. He's going to overwhelm Shakur if he doesn't. Shakur's going to have to move a lot. And from what I've seen against Edwin De Los Santos, for whatever, and this, you know what? This is why I brought up BFTB's live stream when he was talking about the legacy. Because this is going to go into the Zepeda fight. Right? Now, when Sugar Free Mars and BF and BF explained that Shakur has more talent, is more skilled, I'll say, than Devin a little bit. But there's a factor that can't be taught, that fearlessness, the ability to face adversity and push through it, to get up when he gets knocked down, to continue to fight, to not allow the pressure to fold him and make him retreat within himself. And, Devin has shown that Devin's been through multiple wars, and he was able to overcome it, just like BF and Sugar Free Mars explained, right? That was their position. Shakur just doesn't have that, but not against the level of fighter that Devin has faced up to the point of the 2023. And don't forget, a lot of people were trying to leave Regis Prograis out of that, but he fought Regis Prograis in December of 2023. That still fucking counts. You know what I mean? He didn't drop the belts until after. So to me, that Regis Prograis fight counted. I would have used the shit out of that if I was up there. Now, Shakur was tested to that degree, just not to anybody on the level of a Loma, on the level of a Linares, when he fought Edwin De Los Santos. Something about Edwin De Los Santos made Shakur retreat, made him not engage, made him use excessive movement to avoid Edwin De Los Santos. And he didn't even have to go through anything that Devin went through up to that point. That war he had with Linares, the war he had with Lomachenko. Devin was in there swimming around, swimming with the goddamn foot movement shark that is Loma. You understand what I'm saying? Devin was able to make adjustments and turn Loma. How the fuck you turn Loma? He's turning Loma. Loma's trying to turn him. He's turning Loma and whacking the shit out of his body. Oh, Stray Godzilla, Sugar Free Mars is not from Cali. Not even a little bit. No, she's not. She ain't, man. She's from the opposite of Cali. If you can figure out what that is. With that, Super Hustleman says when Devin starts hurting people at 145 and above, which people don't realize he got bigger weights, he'll be neck and neck with Crawford to me. It might be. He might very well be. He might find, it just might be that he has not found the weight that he's comfortable using power at, right? Where his punching ability might shine through if he has it. Adam says De Los Santos had fast hands and big pop in almost every punch, but Shakur should have watched the William Foster fight. I agree. Well, he probably did. These guys watched tape. It just probably He probably didn't feel like there was any threat. He probably didn't feel like De Los Santos was a threat until he got in there with him. Because Shakur he's one of those guys that believes something of himself or will probably diminish another guy until he shows him something. And then when he's surprised, he's like, oh shit. But yes, De Los Santos have pop and fast hands, but I mean, he's no Loma, right? Shakur has faced no one on the level of Loma. But when Loma or when Shakur came up against Edwin De Los Santos, it was like he fought somebody on that level, or that he was in the ring with somebody on that level. You know what I'm saying? So while Shakur has not fought anybody on the level of Devin to put him to the test, he still failed against a lesser opponent. J-Man says, screenshot, dumbass. Oh, J-Man, you must be behind somewhere. You must be a little bit back. Oh, Stray Godzilla, man, Sugar Free Mars is a shit. Let me tell you that right now. I made her my Wi-Fi wife a long time ago. I don't talk about it no more, but, trust me, I know she's hot as fish grease. No, she's from New York, though. She's straight from New York. Complete opposite of LA. Complete opposite. Well, you know what? That might not be true because, well, I don't know. It depends. It depends on where in LA you go. They might be similar to New York women. Because, don't get it twisted. LA chicks can be hard. You mess with some LA chicks, man, they'll put you in the dirt before a dude would. But nonetheless, man, so that's where I'm at with it, man. I think that yes, there's nothing wrong with protecting the O if you're protecting the O by fighting guys that you want to try to take your O. I think this guy thinks he can take my O. Let me fight him and show him he can't. Instead, it's well, I think this guy can take my O. I'm not gonna fight him. Nah, fuck that. I don't want to be embarrassed. We already know Tonka Truck. That's his fear. He fears becoming a meme. He fears that. With Shakur Stevenson, he thinks he's too good to fight anybody for a good amount of money. I don't know what his problem is. Somebody explain to me what Shakur's problem is. Like, what's the deal? And other fighters, they all have their own hangups, like that keep them from progressing in that manner. I don't know what it is for a lot of them because it doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't, right? All the ducking, all the, it's like, okay, well, look, Shakur, you have never had a pay-per-view, right? You have never. You want to talk about money. You want to say you're more valuable than Devin, or you're just as valuable, and you're using these types of metrics. Well, there's a metric you're missing. You've never headlined a pay-per-view fight, right? I don't understand what the hang-up is, but there's a hang-up there somewhere. Stray Godzilla says a boxer who won't take a risk will never be a champ. Or they'll get an email belt. They'll get emailed a belt. They'll be an email champ. J-Man says, I think Shakur's time ends with Zepeda. It's been downhill ever since he ducked this undisputed versus Devin. That could be a case. That could be the case. And a big problem could be is if he loses to Zepeda, which I don't know. I don't think, man. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, right? I can't really call that one right now. I need to watch more Zepeda fights. I haven't really watched a lot of his fights. I got to look at a few Zepeda fights, recent fights, maybe the last 6. I'll watch the last 6 Zepeda fights and see what's going on there. But the problem is that Shakur hasn't had to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't had to, well, except for when he probably broke his hands. He hurt his hands, but all he did was more defense. All he did was more of the same defense. he hasn't really been put through the test where he had to make adjustments, where he had to fix things, right? Like other fighters. And the same thing with Tonka Truck Davis. Tonka Truck, when he faced Lamont Roach Jr. and Lamont Roach had an answer for everything, Tonka Truck wouldn't make any adjustments. So that's another problem. They wouldn't. Yeah, you're downloading the first few rounds, but you're downloading based on what your opponent is weak at. You're downloading what your opponent's strengths and weaknesses that you can exploit and avoid. But you're not making adjustments for your own failings in those first few rounds. If you're losing, if you're getting hit a lot, if you're getting hurt, you're not looking at yourself. You're not saying, well, what do I need to work on for myself to go out here in this next round and turn the shit around? They're not looking at that no more. I don't think these fighters are really doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like a Devin. Devin does it. Super Hustle Man says kind of a long shot, but if Keyshawn can get his mind right, he has the flash, power, and big star personality to Mayweather. Like, and you know what? I felt like Keyshawn might have been one of them dogs. It's too fake. There's too much fakery for me, man. Like, I know, like, all right. So let's say with this last fight, he was supposed to fight Edwin De Los Santos, and from what was explained by Blue Blood, is that he was 2 pounds over before, right? Before the official weigh-in. And they wanted to send him a cut man to cut 2 pounds. He said, nah, I'm not doing that. And instead gained 3 more pounds damn near and torpedoed the fight. Part of me thinks that was deliberate. Part of me thinks he didn't want to fight Edwin De Los Santos because he didn't want to, not that he would necessarily lose to Edwin De Los Santos. Maybe he thought he might lose to Edwin De Los Santos and not prove he's better than Shakur. Maybe he did that to avoid not having to go up against Shakur via Edwin De Los Santos. These dudes fight by proxy. These dudes fight each other by proxy now. Well, I beat the guy you lost to, or I beat the guy that I knocked the guy out that you won a unanimous decision against. Right? That's how they roll now. Like, oh well, he didn't fight the guy better than I did, and that's what the fans do. Oh well, he didn't beat JoJo or whatever fuck. He didn't fight this guy better than I did, or I knocked this guy out. He couldn't. Right? That's what Richard Coon Lynchins, when he fought Kambosos, he thought he arrived because he stopped Kambosos and Devin didn't. That's good enough for these guys. I beat the guy better than you did. And that's another problem that these people have. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. No, he's not going to moonwalk through anything, Adam. No, he's not going to. He doesn't have the power to stop the onslaught, right? Because his hands are too brittle. Michelle Super Hustle, man. Thank you for coming through, brother. Stray Godzilla says, Snap, you're right, but the fifters out here ducking 30 million. What do you mean? Oh, the fighters? Oh, yeah, they ducking all kind of shit, man. They ducking all kind of shit. J-Man said, oh, okay, he's talking to Stray Godzilla. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here, man. But thank you for coming through. Thank you for locking in with your boy on 4th of J's Live. And, yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow. I got a long day tomorrow. I'm not really doing anything today because I don't really care about this. We didn't even get fireworks this time. I'm just like, what are we doing? Anyway, I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I can get into something new. do something new tomorrow. One of my other passions. I got two passions when it comes to combat sports. One is boxing, and the other is Muay Thai. So I'm hoping I can bring some Muay Thai content tomorrow, kind of like an introduction to Muay Thai, because I know a lot of people don't really know a lot about Muay Thai, and there is a lot with Muay Thai that is still in a growing stages. Right, it's big in Thailand, but in America, it's not necessarily so. There are Muay Thai fighters and Muay Thai competitions in America. It's just not. It's not like a nationwide thing necessarily, right? It's not very televised unless you're like doing K1 stuff or one championship where they have Muay Thai matches. But I'm talking like in a ring with a squared circle, not a cage. I'm talking about Muay Thai fights in a squared circle, traditional Muay Thai, and all that good shit. Muay Thai is dope as fuck. So anyway, I hope to hit y'all with some Muay Thai content tomorrow. And yeah, that'll be later on in the day. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through and getting my thoughts on this. If we want to protect the O, like Mayweather, as a fighter, as a professional fighter, let's do it the way Mayweather did it, right? And so I'll leave y'all with that. Muay Thai is the truth, Jay, man. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Much love. Like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.